in the life of Jesus that his disciples asked him some pretty stupid questions. When one town would not welcome Jesus, two of his disciples asked, "Lord, do you want us to call down fire from heaven to destroy them?" Jesus, who I'm sure was rolling his eyes, simply said to them, "No, let's move on." James and John one time asked Jesus, "Lord, when you take your throne in heaven, can we sit one at your left and one at your right?" And Jesus responds, and I'm paraphrasing, "That's not my decision. That one belongs to Abba." So sometimes the apostles ask stupid questions, but today's gospel is not one of them. After watching Jesus pray, they ask, "Lord, can you teach us to pray like that?" And when they ask that question, Jesus does two things for them. First of all, he gives them the Lord's Prayer, the Our Father. And then the second thing he does is he teaches them about the need to be persistent in our prayer. Bethany Hamilton was a rising star in the world of surfing. Born and raised in Hawaii, she showed exceptional talent from a young age. She won her first surf competition at just 8 years old. Her dream was to become a professional surfer, but a life-changing event tested her determination. At the age of 13, while surfing off Kauai's North Shore, Bethany was attacked by a 14-foot tiger shark. She lost her entire left arm in the attack, a devastating blow to anyone, but especially to someone whose life revolved around surfing. Doctors told her that her surfing days were over, and most people would have just given up on their dream in the face of such adversity, but not Bethany. Just 1 month after the attack, she was back in the water again, determined to relearn how to surf with just one arm. She faced immense physical and emotional challenges, including balancing on the board with just one arm, paddling with just one arm, overcoming the fear of another shark attack. Despite these obstacles, Bethany refused to give up. Through relentless practice and innovation, she adapted her surfing style and worked tirelessly to improve it. In less than 2 years, Bethany achieved what many thought was impossible. She won her first national surfing title, proving that persistence, grit, determination could overcome almost any daunting setback. Today, she is not only a professional surfer, but she's also a mother, an inspirational speaker, an author, an advocate, inspiring millions of people with her story of persistence. Persistence isn't just about achieving goals. It's about refusing to let setbacks and disappointments define you. Bethany's determination to overcome her physical limitations and fulfill her dream of surfing shows that persistence, and shows that persistence can overturn even the most challenging situations and turn them into opportunities for growth and triumph. In our gospel reading today, Jesus reminds us to be persistent in our prayer, to never give up on God, to ask, to seek, and to knock, and to do that time and time again. But he also reminds us that God is not going to give us everything we ask for, but only those things that ultimately are for our good. A few weeks ago, I was visiting some friends, and one of their adult children showed up with their grandchild. When they did, Grandma and Grandpa immediately got up and put a little gate across the steps going to the upstairs so that the little one wouldn't climb up there. So the little one, at one point, Dad left the room, and the baby followed him, saying, "Dada, Dada, Dada." And when the dad reached the stairs, removed the gate, and then put it back to block his son again, the baby said, "Dada, Dada, Dada." And then he added, me baby, I think implying that I can't get up there without your help. And I was touched by that, and so was his dad, because his dad came back to the gate, reached over it, picked up his son, and carried him upstairs. Fast forward a few minutes, Dad was now in the kitchen cutting a watermelon, and the baby's chant began again, "Dada, Dada, Dada." And then he goes, "Dada, knife, Dada, knife." And his dad said, "Sorry, kid, you can't have the knife." The baby began to cry and ran back into the living room. I think that's how it is with God. God invites us to be persistent in our prayer, to ask often, to knock often, to seek always. But God will never give us things that are not for our own good. And like that baby, we won't always understand, but we can trust that God understands. I'm not sure where I first heard this, but it seems applicable for today's parable. I asked God for strength that I might achieve. I was made weak that I might learn to humbly obey. I asked God for health that I might do great things. I was given infirmity that I might do better things. I asked God for riches that I might be happy. I was given poverty that I might be wise. I asked God for power that I might have the praise of men. I was given weakness that I might feel the need for God. I asked for all things that I might enjoy life. I was given life so that I might enjoy all things. I got nothing that I asked for, but everything that I hoped for. So it is when with persistence we pray to God with faith.